Okay, Prasad. Coming to the
Okay.
material master and all. So can we block a material or vendor in SAP?
Yeah, we can block a material according to the business requirement.
Okay. And if you're blocking a material, at what level you will block? What level you will suggest to the stakeholders?
We can block a material in client level and also at plant level based on the requirement.
Okay. What the differentiation between both?
If we block at the client level, then whatever under that client, so for all those levels, the material can't be purchased or used. And if we block at the plant level, it will be only blocked to that level. So remaining plants or storage location, they can use it on the normal basis.
Okay, fine. And just think that I am the stakeholder. I created a material. Okay. Just think that I created one material for the views of accounting as well as costing. Now, for that material, there is no requirement of accounting and costing views. So I raise a ticket to you that this two views needs to be blocked. Costing view as well as accounting view should be blocked. How do you do this one? Hello?
Oh, no idea.
Okay, fine. This thing's okay. You can go to Drive and you can check the answers. Okay. I clearly mentioned about this one. Okay, fine.
Okay.
And if you are blocking a vendor, what are the ways you will block a vendor?
You can block the vendor in XK05.
And
So, and we can also block the same in source list as well.
no, I'm asking about only vendor. I'm not I was asking about the material vendor combination kind of things. I'm asking about only vendor. Just think that I created a vendor. I mean, like I created an order. The order has some issues. I want to make a block for the payment for the order. I mean, like for the vendor, I want to make a block for the payment transactions and all.
Okay.
Where do you block this one?
If it is an central vendor, we can block it in K05. And if it is only like a plant specific, then we can do it in MK05.
I'm asking about the payment transactions. Where it will get saved payment transactions in the vendor master.
No idea.
You know the T code FK05?
FK05.
Yes.
Yeah, it is used for financial. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I know about that.
Okay.
It's
But
a like a vendor related to accounting and company.
okay, fine.
So not for purchase.
Okay. And once we are creating a material master, you'll be finding some industry sectors, right?
Yes.
So what are the standard industry sectors you find in the SAP?
Mechanical,
Mhm.
aeronautical,
Mhm.
manufacturing,
Okay.
sir, automobile,
Automobile. Okay.
banking,
Okay. So can
retail.
we have customized in industry sector?
We can have customized industry sectors as per the client requirement.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. And just think that I create a material for a wrong industry sector. Now I want to change it to some other. Let's think that I cater for some mechanical. Now I want to change it to some formatics. How can I change industry sector for any material?
We cannot change the industry sector permanently. So the created one, we can just block it and so we can have a new one according to the requirement,
Okay.
whichever views we required for that particular thing.
Okay, fine. For blocking any prerequisites you required?
We need to check like open POs, purchase requisitions, any stocks been scheduled for the same, any vendor payments pending, like this and all. We need to check it once, and based upon the approval, we need to just block that one.
Okay. For deleting, we will check everything. Okay. For blocking, we will not check. Only approval required for blocking. Another difference. Okay. Deleting is permanent.
Okay.
Blocking is temporary.
Okay.
And coming to material type. Okay. So once you want to change the material type for any material, where you will change the material type, and what are the prerequisites you required?
We can change the material type in MMAMT code by cross-checking any purchase orders or purchase requisitions are linked to that material type. So by closing all this, and also needs to cross-check the stock in the warehouse for that material type, any stock is available or something like that. So then based on the approval, we will be changing the same.
So if any stock is there, what you will do?
We need to make the stock to 0.
Okay. How do you make a stock to 0?
Either we will be using for like production order or something like that.
You can use the cost center, okay, and you can also use for scrapping
For
kind of things.
services.
No,
For
no,
services.
cost center.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
And any other requirements like any kind of things? You told open POs, open PRs, stock, valuated stock, everything you told. Any other requirement is there?
Any scheduled agreements for the same.
Schedule agreement not required. Okay. Any kind of BOM, any open
Yeah.
RFQs,
Yep.
open physical
Yeah.
inventories. Okay, all these
Yeah.
things you need to check. Okay.
Yeah.
Just tell me, like, material master can be created at what levels?
It can be created at a client level and plant level, warehouse level, and storage location level.
Okay, from purchasing side, tell. Okay, if anyone asks, tell from the purchasing side. Okay.
Okay.
Coming to the vendor account groups and all, if you want to change any vendor account group, how can you change the vendor account group?
Vendor account group, we can change it in the so vendor in business partner, we can select the vendor. I mean, a new vendor. We need to create it, and actually, the existing vendor will be there. So in order to replace that vendor,
But just think that, okay, I create a vendor with wrong account group. Now I want to change the account group of any vendor.
Yeah, I understood the question. Not an issue.
Okay.
Just thinking on that business way.
Yeah. Okay.
Question is not a problem.
Create a vendor, okay, which is for import vendor. Just think that, okay, import vendor I created, but now by seeing that, I got to know that I created wrong import vendor. That should be domestic vendor, but I selected a import vendor. Now I want to change the import vendor to domestic vendor. Okay. Even this also it is there in Drive. Okay, you can check the answer. Okay, but I will ask you in a different ways. Okay, you need to read carefully the Drive questions and all.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Just tell me that you know about valuation classes, right?
Yes.
So what is the requirement of having multiple valuation class for single material type?
Under a single material type, if we have a multiple material group for the same, in order to hit a different GL account for that material type, so we'll have an each valuation class for a material group.
Okay,
so that
fine.
it will be easy to like maintain a proper info about the same.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. So in the same way, what is the requirement of having multiple valuation class for one single material? Previously, I asked you about
So,
material type. I asked now material.
so material types is material groups is linked under one material, right? So
No,
for
no.
the
I'm asking
same,
a different way. I'm not asking about the material type. I'm asking for a single material. Single material, can we have multiple valuation classes?
yes,
How is that possible?
material is like raw material or semi-finished like that. So under that material groups will be included.
Okay.
So for the same, we can, so since we create a different valuation class for different valuation, sorry, different material groups, so it
Mhm.
all comes under material, right?
No, no. It's like, you know about fit valuation.
Yes,
What does it mean by fit valuation?
evaluating the material under different categories
Okay. What categories?
like in-house production or
Mhm.
external procurement.
Okay. Where do you configure those things? So you told about in-house production as well as external, right? So where do you maintain
Yes,
all those things? In which view? In the material master
under accounting view.
accounting view. Okay. So if you want to maintain
Yeah,
different valuation classes, you need to select different valuation category. For the same material, you need to select different valuation category as in-house production as well as external, and you need to maintain different valuation classes. If you want to try it
okay,
in idea system. Okay, you'll understand everything.
okay.
And just tell me some of the standard material types you work.
We work for raw material, semi-finished, finished, trading, third party,
Mhm.
that- and a few of the materials like packaged material,
Mhm.
like so these are the few things which we work very frequently in our organization.
Okay. So what is the significance of material type? You told about material type. What is the significance of material type? What it controls?
Material type uh, controls the characteristics of material.
Mhm.
So on which which sector it belongs to, like what is the stage of that material, and it will also controls the valuation class between the purchasing and accounting departments. It acts as an liaison between the same.
Mhm. Okay, let's think that I want to create a material type. Okay, just think that I want to create a one material type. Without that, I mean, like I want to create a material type, which means that the material type should not be evaluated on quantity basis as well as value basis. Where do you manage these things?
We will manage this valuation things and all in the material type configuration,
Mhm.
where we need to indicate whether it is a quantity based or value based. If we remove both the same, it will be neither showing for in the warehouse stock. I mean, it will not affect the inventory,
Mhm.
and it may not also even use it for the services like daily.
And what's the significance of vendor account group?
Vendor account group controls number ranges, field selection key, type of vendors like one time or a regular vendor, a sub range of vendor sub range,
Okay,
etc.
okay, fine. And just let me know this thing. When you're creating a material master, I want to know that this material is for consignment. Okay, this material is for some other thing. Where do you define all these things? Normal material, consignment material, the differentiation of materials.
No idea.
Okay. In the MRP2 tab, okay.
Okay.
So what are the procurement types you heard?
Can you elaborate it if you don't mind?
The procurement type is like, used to procure sometimes externally from the vendor. Sometimes you will procure the same material from in-house as well as, externally. So where do you manage? Where do you maintain in the material master? All these kind of things. Procurement type.
Under purchasing tab.
No. MRP tab, okay.
MRP tab. Like
Mm.
in-house or external, like
Yes,
that
yes,
way.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I
Okay.
mentioned in the drive, okay. Check everything.
Okay.
So what are the use of partner functions?
Sorry, partner functions I didn't prepare totally.
Okay.
So I have only a fair idea about that partner functions actually.
You know the configuration of partner functions. How do you configure the partner functions?
No, no, exactly. No,
Oh, okay, no issue. Okay, just tell yes or no. Okay, no issue.
I will definitely check on with that today and tomorrow.
Okay, fine. So, what is the purpose of having a PIR? So, what are the benefits of having a PIR?
So purchase info record, there we can maintain the conditions and the condition which will flow to the purchase order.
Okay.
So it is an combination of both material master and vendor master. So with respect to these two, we can have our own defined condition. So like having different conditions. Like every vendor will be having some conditions for the same. These all
Okay.
conditions we can define and we can have that flow into the purchase order.
Name some fields in the PIR. So, you told some data will be pulled to the PO, right? So, what are the data that will be pulled to the PO?
Like purchasing data will flow like delivery tolerances, quantity, conditions like a PP00, gross price discounts and all,
Mm.
tax code
Okay.
and vendors.
Okay. Do you know about CCK?
No,
No.
no.
Okay. So, if you're getting a PIR, so for few of the purchasing documents, the PIR is mandatory. So what are procurement process?
Okay. PIR, it's just an optional. It is not mandatory for any of the procurement type.
Okay. Any of the procurement type. It's like consignment.
Yeah, it's an optional one.
Consignment. So
Yeah,
for consignment, PIR is optional or it's like mandatory.
sorry, consignment, it's an mandatory.
Why?
Since since we got the material, like since we already have the material with us, so we need to maintain the conditions as per the agreement which we made earlier.
Because consignment and pipeline are special procurements. Okay. And you not pay through normal process. You'll pay through MRKO settlements for the vendor.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And tell me about source list. What are the use of source list and quota arrangement?
With source list, we can maintain various vendors for respective purchasing items, and we can also maintain respective vendor to be mandatory for few of the purchasing things like this.
Okay. So what do you mean by fix and block indicator in source list?
Block indicator represents a particular vendor is blocked for some time for the procurement.
Mhm.
And the fixed vendor describes, I mean, the vendor whichever is mentioned on that item line, so will be fixed for that particular period of time for the procurement activities.
Okay. And what about MRP indicator in the source list?
MRP indicator in the source list represents a vendor which will be automatically triggered to the PO or PR, I mean purchasing.
Okay. So what about quota arrangement?
Quota arrangement defines a particular purchasing material to be divided among various vendors with a defined quantity for a particular period of time.
Mhm.
Like for example, if we want a standard quantity of material, so we can configure what amount of quantity needs to be procured from a respective vendor, like that.
So you told that the quantity will be divided for the vendors, right?
Yes,
So you are
yes,
telling that if you are creating, just think that you are creating a MRP order for 100 stock. So
okay.
it will be catered for two vendors or it will be catered for only one vendor? The PR will be catered for only one vendor or two vendors?
So a PR will be created for one vendor itself.
Okay.
So automatically, like whenever, I mean, next instance, if we are hoping to in the same quantity, or I mean, so if we are not fine with that vendor or something else, the reason, if we want to choose a second vendor, so rather than giving the fresh quantity to the first vendor, so we can have that second vendor for the fresh procurement. So in that way.
So how do you choose the first vendor or second vendor? It will be chosen manually by you?
It Yeah, we can choose manually in the purchase requisition until unless the mentioned quantity is not fulfilled with that respective vendor. So if that limit exceeds the mentioned quantity in the quota arrangement, it will trigger an error saying the vendor has already crossed the I mean limit procurement. Something.
If the vendor crosses the limit of the procurement, it will select the next vendor, right? Why it will show through error? Told that there are multiple vendors in the quota. For that one vendor, the limit has been exceeded. And you're telling that the system will throw an error. In this
Okay,
case, already there is a one vendor is there which is not exceeded. Okay. The
okay.
system will select the second vendor, right? Why it will show error?
So the reason being in purchasing I mean PR or PO, we need to enter the vendor at the header level. So if we enter the wrong, it may ask, I mean, as for my, it may show the I mean, selected vendor has crossed his allocated quantity.
Okay, you are telling that
So,
if I select the same vendor, it will show the error.
yes,
Okay, fine. But it will not select automatically, right? It will select the different vendor.
okay,
Okay, you can have the order with the same vendor, but it will not show any error. But automatically it will not pick that vendor for the purchasing purpose. You need to try this one,
okay,
okay, in a day system.
okay.
And so can we create a PAR without material master?
We can create purchase info record without a material master.
Okay. How is that possible?
We can mention, I mean, we can create a material with respective to material group in this instance.
Okay. No, no. I'm asking about without material, can I have PAR, purchase info record?
Yes, we can have it.
Okay. How do you create a PAR without a material? Because in the starting it will ask you material, right?
Yes,
So how do you create a PIR without a material?
So we can create this purchase info record only for purchasing, then accounting view and all, it may not come.
No, with respect to material group, you can create, right? PIR, if you don't select the material group is mandatory, right?
Yes, that's what I said earlier.
Coming to PR and PO document types. So PR document types, what it controls, and PO document types, what it controls.
Purchase requisition controls the requirements, I mean, the purchasing items, so, and number ranges, screen layouts,
Mhm.
etc.
And the release procedure, okay, that is the main thing.
Release procedure.
Item
Yep.
categories.
Item category, account assignment.
Not item assignment, item categories.
Account assignment is used in the service procurement, right? Like cost center,
No, that you
like
can
that.
use. Not only service,
Okay.
but also, material procurement also.
Few internal procurement. Sorry, internal internal transaction.
Yeah, some kind of that. So can I have a customized PR or PO document types?
Yeah, we can have our customized document types as per the client requirement.
So what are the requirements when you will create a new document types?
So we will be creating the new documents whenever client's business is somewhat different, and if we think we need a new document like that, then we can configure the same.
Okay, fine. You can tell in a simple way, okay? Like you will be having some type of service procurement, any capital procurement, just a framework, a different type of procurements will be there. So you can't procure all those things in one document type. So you can go with multiple document types, which can be customized.
Okay.
So just tell me the release procedure with and with classification method. What is the difference between with and with classification method?
So with the classification, we will be releasing only at the header level, which is for purchase order. So
Okay.
and without classification, we will be only having a standard SAP defined field, so which we can release for a PR at the header level and also item level based on the requirement.
That is with the classification or without classification?
Without classification.
Without classification, header level,
Sorry,
item level.
without classification, only at item level.
Okay. So which classification you use in the company for both PR, PO, contract, whatever you have?
Yes. Sorry, you asked the question or
Yeah. Which
I didn't get
classification?
you.
Which classification you will use in the company for all the PR, PO, contract, everything?
So for PR, we will use both with classification and without classification based on the requirement. For PO, we will use only with classification.
You can go for with classification for both. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, don't tell both we can use, but just tell that we can go with classification method.
Okay.
So what is the communication table for PR, PO?
For PR, it is CEPAN 7,
Hmm.
and for PO, it is CEKKO.
Okay. You know that communication table for PO, contract, agreement, even service entry sheet is same, right?
Service and
PO, contract, schedule agreement, even RFQ, they have
RFQ.
same communication table.
Same communication table. Yes.
So how do you define the release strategy?
So first, we will configure characteristic in CT04, and then we will define a class in CL02.
Hmm.
We will link the characteristics with this class defined class.
No, I want
And then
only
in
the conditions. What are the conditions you will use for all these three or four, document types, different document types for PO, contract, schedule agreement.
I didn't get. Can you elaborate it if you
Yeah,
don't
okay,
mind?
fine, okay, fine. So in the release group, you will maintain the classes, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for PR, you will maintain one release class.
Yes.
For PO, contract, schedule agreement, and RFQ, you need to maintain only one release class, right? In the release group, you can maintain
Yes.
only one class.
Yes.
So if you are maintaining PO, contract, schedule agreement for all these things only one class, so what are the conditions
Okay.
you will use? But for four, okay, you will use only one release strategy you need to use.
Yes.
So what are the conditions you will use? What are the common conditions you will use?
I understood the question, but the conditions means so what that
See, condition
conditions I
means
haven't for.
just think price is a condition.
Okay.
Purchasing group is a condition.
Okay.
So if you are creating
Okay.
only
So
one release class for all these
I
four,
understood.
yeah.
I understood now. So dif- uh, with the combination of so whoever is responsible for that procurement, like plant or price, like this purchase organization, with this combination, we will maintain the conditions.
Okay. And there's some common condition is there which you can use for all these document types, which is
Price
mandatory.
and quantity is a top like frequently done thing. I mean, which needs to be maintained, and most of the things we will be doing with price only.
So if I create a free PO, then if I create a consignment
Then
PO,
it will be it will be valued. I mean, it should be defined with the quantity basis.
what about document type?
Document type
Hmm. Do
for
you find a
release
document type
strategy.
for anything? Do you find the document type for all these things, right? For contract, PO, schedule agreement, RFQ. Do you
Yes,
have document type?
yes,
So
yes.
document type is a mandatory for release strategy conditions.
This NB for standard UB
Yeah, anything.
framework
It can be
order.
anything. It can be, but these are document types.
Okay, okay,
Okay. Hmm. So is it
okay.
possible to have the PO release procedure for item level?
Yes, it is possible.
PO item level.
No, sorry, PO not possible. Only at the header level.
Hmm.
PR it is possible under item level.
Okay, fine. So in the release codes, in the release strategy, so how many release codes we can maintain?
We can maintain up to 8 release codes for a particular transaction.
Okay. So just think that I carried a PO and I maintained some price like 10 euros. So tomorrow you came and you changed the price to 12 euros. Now the release strategy
Okay,
should be re-triggered to the respective approvals. So
okay.
where do you configure these things?
We will configure these things in release indicator.
Hmm. So what are the options you will select?
For purchase requisition, we will select a 4 where if there is a chance of changing the price by 1%, automatically it will be triggered to the respective final releaser about the confirmation.
Okay.
And in the same time, in the PO, so if a person is changes the price, we will be, the configuration will be like 6, which will give the intimation to the final releaser about the changes.
Okay. You select what is the option you will select? 6 or what?
4 for purchase requisition and 6 for purchase order.
So in the purchase order, in the release indicator, you can maintain 4 and 6.
Okay.
For what purpose you will maintain 4 and 6 both?
6, 6 means it is the final intimation about the changes to the final releaser.
No, in the changeability
4,
indicator, once you set the changeability indicator, this one checkbox will be there. Released, not released, right?
yes,
And
blocked,
next to that, you will be finding these things,
released.
4 and 6, changeability indicator.
Yes,
So what are the options? How it will works? 4 and 6. Just think that you set it 4 and 6. For PO, one is blocked, one is released. So
released.
why? How it works?
If we select 4, it will be temporarily blocked at that level without having an intimation further. And if we select 6, it will have an intimation to the final releaser.
The thing is like 4 and 6. Okay. One thing is like before release of the purchase order and after release of purchase order. That is the reason you can see one checkbox, okay, in the changeability indicator.
Yes.
Got it? So
Sorry, can you just repeat it?
once you create a PO, the PO will not be released.
Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow, if you go and change the price, the release
Okay.
strategy should be re-triggered to the approvers. It is not released,
Okay.
but you should re-trigger to the respective approvers with a new value. And coming to the second
Okay.
option, you will be seeing one checkbox with released in the changeability indicator that you maintain 6. Okay. Why you maintain all these things? Because once the PO is released, if you change the value, again it should re-trigger to the respective approvers with a new value. That is the reason you can see
Okay.
two check boxes. One is without release, other is without release.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Just tell me about subcontracting process which you worked.
Subcontracting, you were asking about description or
I'm asking about the concept of subcontracting.
functionality.
How the concept of subcontracting, how it works, the organization.
So subcontracting is when we need a finished product or any designed product with the help of raw material. So we will be supplying to the subcontracting vendor so that he will provide us the required finished material.
Okay. So for that, what are the requirements? How do you create all these things in the SAP?
So the requirements are materials, components. So the procedure for the same is, so we will create or maintain the existing material, so whichever we already having. So for the same, we will create a bill of material combining the raw materials, I mean, our components. So then we can maintain the subcontracting PIR in ME11 with the required conditions and terms. So we need to check our stock in the lying in the warehouse. So and then we need to do the transfer. Sorry, we need to do the purchase requisition for the same, mentioning the item category as L. So and then for the same, so we need to do the goods issue to the vendor in ME20.
So what are the accounting entries for the subcontracting?
Uh, BSX and BSP.
No, just tell
Uh,
me moment types and accounting entries for that.
Moment types is 541.
No, just tell me all the moment types for the subcontracting and accounting entries generated for that moment type.
Sorry, accounting entries, I'm not totally clear into it.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I
Fine, no
mean,
issue.
I have fair idea, but I'm not. I have prepared some things, but I'm not sure those are right or wrong. That is
Okay.
it.
Fine. Just prepare. Okay. No issue. So
Okay.
just tell me about service procurement. Okay. So how do you do service procurement? All these things.
Service procurement, I didn't know. Sorry.
Okay, fine, no issue. And do you know about statistical GR or normal GR?
Yes, I'm aware of it.
So what's the difference between normal GR and statistical GR?
If we do normal GR, it will directly affect the inventory
Mhm.
of a company where the stock is is responsible in the warehouse. So the statistical GR here, we will only have the values of the same. So that's what.
So statistical GR is like the inventory will not affect. Okay, short answer.
Yes,
Okay, the inventory will
yes,
not affect. Whenever you do GR, normally the inventory will affect.
yes,
But the statistical GR, the inventory will not affect. So in which case you will
yes.
use
One.
statistical GR?
So in third party
Okay, third party kind of
processing.
things. Okay, fine. So tell me about physical inventory. What are the types of physical inventories available?
So four types of physical inventories are available,
Mhm.
and those are continuous physical inventory, cycle counting physical inventory,
Mm.
periodic cycle inventory,
Okay.
and sampling physical sampling.
So what is continuous inventory?
So continuous inventory, it will be performing anytime throughout the year.
Okay. So if you want to create a physical inventory for all the materials in the plant, by the T code you will select.
MI31.
Okay. And for entering count and posting physical inventory, what are the moment types you use?
MI04 for the count, and
Mm.
MI07 is for posting the differences.
Okay. What are the accounting entries we generate for physical inventory?
So accounting entries, I'm not too sure.
Okay,
Sorry.
fine. What are the moment types it will involve in physical inventory?
701 and 702 for unrestricted stock. In
Okay,
that
sir.
one,
Okay.
701 is for gain, physical inventory gain, and 702 is for loss,
Okay.
minus.
Okay, fine. Tell me about automatic account determination.
Automatic account determination is nothing but so the automatic triggering of GL accounts for the procurement or activities whichever happening in the organization.
Mhm.
That's what.
How it
So
will
material
trigger?
master. So with respect to material, movement type, and valuation area.
So how?
We will be having we need to define the materials and its subcategories like material type, sorry, material groups, valuation classes, and all.
Mm.
So we need to link up the like certain plans in the some groups with the help of valuation grouping code, and we also need to define the account modifiers some like in movement type. So if we link all this same in OBYC settings, I mean automatic posting, so this will affect to the respective GL account.
Prasad, you should be very clear in this one. Okay, this is the concept very important in the interview time. At least you should tell around 5 to 10 minutes of this concept. You should explain to the interviewer.
Okay,
I already maintain in this one drive. Okay, how to explain the things. Same way explain the things. Okay, very clearly explain to them. Okay, because this
okay,
is very important. So just tell
okay.
me how the pricing procedure will take you into the PO.
So the pricing procedure triggers into PO with the help of access sequence and calculation schema.
I am telling about the pricing procedure, not about price. So just tell me
Calculation
about how
schema.
the calculation schema will trigger into the purchase order.
With the help of condition table, we can,
No,
I
no,
mean, with the help of,
I'm asking about the calculation schema.
condition type.
Uh, the calculation schema means which you will assign for the vendor and purchase organization, right?
Yeah,
Got
vendor.
it?
I mean schema group vendor and schema
Yes,
group
yes,
purchase
yes,
organization.
yes.
Yes.
That thing you should tell about calculation schema. Coming to price, you should tell all these things, condition, fields, accessories, and all. But the price to pull to the purchase order. But normally, if they ask about how the calculation schema will come into picture, means you need to explain about schema group for vendor and purchase organization.
Okay.
Okay. Even this one also I explain drive in a simple way. Okay. Just practice those things.
Okay.
Okay. And tell me about iDocs. Like how will you create iDoc? How do you monitor iDoc?
IDOCS is an intermediate document which shares the data in between the systems.
Mm,
So these are of two types of IDOCS, outbound and inbound. So
mm,
outbound is nothing but what we will send to the non-SAP systems like a vendor or their partners or bank like that. So inbound is in respectively the other sent to us back. So
okay.
and if you ask the maintenance, I mean creation, configuration and all. So the partner will be will plays a major role in this same. So which defines a vendor or a bank customer like this, and we can maintain this all configuration setting in WE20, sorry 20.
Mm,
We
okay.
can monitor the same in WE02.
Okay. So when you tell about the creation of partner profile, you need to explain about application type, you know, all these things you need to explain, port, everything.
Sorry.
Once you tell about the creation of partner profile, you need to explain
Okay.
about port things, port, application type you will use for budget order, invoice, what the message type you will use.
Yes.
You need to
Port.
explain
Okay.
everything.
Systems. Okay.
Okay. So explain about STO process and all, intra and inter STO.
Yes. So stock transport order process is like transporting the stock among the, I mean, various plants of different company codes or same company codes. So these are of two types, intra STO and inter STO. So intra STO will happen among the different plants of the same company code without billing. Inter STO will happen among the different company codes of different plants. So with a billing to the sending plant. Sorry, yeah, sending plant.
Okay, what are the backend configuration you will perform for this one? Or what are the configuration, master data configuration, backend configuration required for this thing?
Okay. So in mastered material master, we need to maintain in both the supplying plant and receiving plant. So in this one, we also need to maintain sales data views,
Mm-hmm.
and then we need to maintain the shipping data of
Mm-hmm.
the respective yeah, receiving plant.
Mm-hmm.
So and then we need to assign the checking role and respective delivery type.
Okay.
And then going forward, we need to assign document type, uh, delivery tolerances, and a one-step procedure for that respective STO procedure.
Mm-hmm.
So then the process will be accordingly like if it is an intra STO, the receiving plant will raise an purchase order with the respective document type of UB.
Mm-hmm.
Then the supplying plant will create an outbound delivery in VL10D
Mm-hmm.
to the shipping plant, and they will also do the PGI, post goods issue, in VL02N.
Mm-hmm.
So then once the items are received at the receiving plant, they will do the goods receipt, normal goods receipt. and in comparatively in inter STO. So after maintaining the backend settings, receiving plant will raise the pivot to the supplying plant, normal pivot with document type NB. So
Mhm.
and supplying plant will do the outbound delivery and post goods issue. And in the final step, receiving plant will do the normal GR posting and invoice.
So you're telling that there will be no OBD PGI in under STO?
Is there
Okay.
after the PO raised by receiving plant, they will do the outbound delivery and post goods issue.
Okay. So in
Reset
inter STO, where do you maintain the supplying plant?
inter or intra
Inter STO, where do you maintain the supplying plant?
client. Can you elaborate it if you don't know?
You're telling that the inter process is like plant to plant between the two company codes, right? So
Yes.
just tell that it's a between two plants. Okay, supplying receiving plant will maintain in the purchase order item overview.
Yes.
What about the supplying plant? Where do you maintain the supplying plant?
Once we select a stock transport order, the header view will change. There we will mention.
No, you are telling about inter STO, which will create through normal document type, not through STO.
Yes.
Then you're not selecting the UV document type, right? You're selecting normal document type, but
UB.
you're doing stock transfer between two plants. Here, where do you maintain the supplying plant?
Under delivery in item detail.
That is the receiving plant, right? In the vendor concept, you need to maintain the supplying plant in the vendor. All purchasing data in the vendor master, and you need to maintain the plant supplying plant there.
Okay, you were speaking about inter, right?
Winter only.
Yeah, I'm confused. In material master, yes. Under extras,
Vendor
we need
master.
to maintain
Vendor
that
master.
vendor master to
Okay.
have the billing. Yes. Sorry, actually, I'm aware but confused with the question.
Okay, fine, Aisha. So just tell me about create memos and subsequent creates.
So, subsequent credit is if a company paid any extra amount to the vendor, so we will be having I mean, subsequent credit will come into the picture. And
Mhm.
subsequent debit is if the vendor has done some less amount, then it will be subsequent debit will come into the picture. So credit memo is nothing but if we return total or partial quantity of procurement back to the vendor. So with a change in a PO, we will ask for a credit memo with the vendor.
Okay, subsequent create, it means like all these things will be having an extra invoice.
So
Okay.
the company should be credited. Vendor needs to be paid to the company.
Okay, that's okay, fine. But thing is like subsequent debit and credit will be having some extra kind of invoice will be there.
Yes,
Credit memo and all, there is no extra invoice will be there.
same.
Okay, but you will perform credit
Yeah,
memo which you want to receive from the vendor.
yes.
Okay, and you know about asset procurement.
No, I'm not having any idea.
Okay, fine, Aisha. And do you know about GR broker stock?
Yes, I'm aware of it.
So when you will use the GR broker stock?
When we receive material and if we are not sure about its quality, we will mark this as an blocked stock with the GR.
Quality, if it is not there, then you can perform quality inspection, right? Why do you want to move to GR broker stock?
Sorry, if it is received under damaged or something like that, if we are planning to return it back to the vendor, we will move it to the GR block stock.
Just think that if you are creating, if you got wrong batch from the vendor, uh, like wrong specifications from the vendor, then you will move to the gearbox stock. If the material is damaged, you
Okay,
will return to the
that
vendor directly.
okay, that's
Get
fine.
the right
Okay,
example. Okay, what about
okay.
RTP, returnable transport packaging?
So in addition to the required material, some things like gas or like that, an extra material will be supplied by the vendor
Extra
to
material.
our company. I mean that extra material means it might be in the form of tins or cylinders or
Okay,
bags like that in the same way.
you're telling about packaging, some kind of packaging.
Yes.
Okay, then how do you perform that one? What are the movement types it will involve?
And types, I'm not sure.
Okay, in the drive we can go. Okay, I mentioned everything in drive.
Okay,
Okay, you need to go through all the questions. Around 300 questions are there. You need to go through all the questions. It will cover all end-to-end consultants questions only.
okay.
Okay, and some normal questions I will ask. So, what about internal purchasing? I mean, like, sorry, internal documents and external documents you handle.
In, so internal documents are purchase requisition
Okay,
and external documents are purchase order, RFQs,
okay,
contracts.
okay, fine. Why it is called as external document?
So it can be operated outside the company. That means with the respective vendor, like that
Thing is like you'll share the documents to the respective outsider, which
vendor.
means that vendor, any kind of things. Okay, you're sharing.
Yes,
Okay, you're sharing the legal documents with the external persons.
yes,
So, what do you mean by scales in MM? You know about scaling?
yes. I only have fair idea. Actually, earlier I'm not aware, but recently, just by seeing your blog, I understood not practice. So the scaling is nothing but up to a particular quantity. If the price is some like 10 rupees or 8 rupees like that.
Mhm.
So after if we want to choose some, I mean large amount of quantity, so we can mark it as a scale. Like per 100 quantity, if it is 10 rupees, if it is more than 100 quantity required, we can mark the scaling as 8 rupees or 7 rupees like that.
Okay. So just tell me like what are time independent and time dependent conditions?
PB00 is time dependent.
Okay.
PB XX is time independent.
So just tell me what are the condition records or time which comes like example. Just tell me example. What are the time independent, time dependent? You know about PR, PO contract, right? Which and are time dependent and which are time independent.
Okay, understood. Question.
Mhm.
PO is time independent.
Okay.
PR time dependent. Schedule
Mhm.
agreements time dependent.
Okay.
Yeah. RFQ time independent.
The best example you can tell like contract, PA or schedule agreement are all time dependent because you will be having
Dependent.
some condition records with respect to the dates. Okay,
Okay.
coming to the PO, RFQ. RFQ you can tell like both, okay, but PO is like
It
time
will
independent.
change frequently.
Okay, and
Okay.
so how do you handle free items in PO?
So and we can mark a tab free goods in item detail.
Okay, so okay, fine, correct only. So what is price control indicator in the material master? Do you have price control indicator?
Yes.
So what is the explanation of that?
So pricing control indicator defines moving average price or standard price of the material, the stage of price.
Okay. Just think that standard price is 9, okay, and when I create a PO, I created for 10. So once I perform the GR everything, the remaining €1 will be there. The €1 will be posted to which account?
It will be moving average price then, right?
I'm telling about standard price. Material
Okay.
master standard price.
Can you repeat the question if you don't mind?
Okay, fine, no issue. I create a material with standard price with
Okay.
€9.
Okay.
Now, while creating a PO for the respective material, I change it to 10, okay. And while performing the GR also, I maintained everything correctly and I performed the goods receipt.
That means 10 you entered.
€10.
I mean, with respect to PO only you created, that means
Yes,
10.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Now, there's a difference of €1 will be there. It will get posted to which account?
Inventory difference account.
What is
price
the
differences account.
It's
GL account.
PRD, okay.
PRT.
Correct,
Yeah,
only
price
it's
differences
PRD.
account.
Mm.
Yeah.
So what are the various types of stock transfers you have?
Stock transfers.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate it?
It will plan to plant is a stock transfer like that. Do you have any other stock transfers out there?
Yes, we have some other stock transfers as well, like storage location to storage location.
What are the movement types?
Storage location is 311 in one step and 313 in two step by sending plant and 313 by receiving plant in two steps.
311, 313, 315.
315. Yeah.
Okay, what are the various stock types you have?
Various stock types are like consignment stock, pipeline stock, normal stock. Normal stock. Yeah.
Just, read about the stock.
Sorry. I messed up. Yeah, I got the question now. Like unrestricted stock, quality inspection stock, blocked stock, reservation stock, pipeline stock, on order stock.
So tell me about return delivery. What are the movement types you will use for return delivery? On what cases, which movement type you will use for the return delivery?
122, 124 and 161. So 122 is used when we send block stock back to the vendor, and 124 is from GR block stock, and 161 is when we have done already. Invoice is paid, and then if you want, we can send it back. So doing the payment is for 161.
Okay. So tell me some of the tables for the material master.
MARA is a basic material master table, and MARC is for plant data, and MARD is for storage location data.
Okay.
MAKT for description data, etc.
That's it. What about sales data of material?
KT, MA.
What about forecasting tables? Valuation tables, material valuation tables. Okay, tell me about vendor master tables.
EKPA for partner functions.
Okay.
LFA1 for vendor master.
Okay.
LFB1 for company code. And LFM1 is for purchasing organization data, and LFM2 for purchasing data.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what.
What about PAR?
PIR. EINE is for purchasing organization data. EINA for normal PIR data. I mean basic data.
Okay. And what about PO document tables?
EBAN for purchase requisition.
Okay.
EBKN for account assignment.
Okay.
And EKKO for header in purchase document. EKPO for item level.
Okay.
And EKAB AB for release documentation. That's one.
Give me some of the IDOC tables.
EDIDS for control record. EDIDS for status record.
EDI.
EDI
Okay.
DS.
Okay.
DS. EDI is common, and DC for control record, DS for status record, EDI, DD for data record,
Okay.
and EDP01 is for outbound partner profile table, and EDP1 is for inbound partner profile.
Okay, fine. Okay. Physical inventory tables.
Inventory inventory, I didn't exactly remember.
Okay, fine. Just go through all those things.
Okay.
Okay. And okay, I'm done with my interview. Okay, mock interview. Things are like, okay, you should be very confident in telling. Okay, few of the concepts you require more explanation required and more clarity required from your point of view.
Okay.
Okay, that is compared to the first mock, this is very good. Okay, compared to first mock.
Okay.
We improved a lot, and try to give one more mock after 2 weeks. Okay, so that
Sure.
you'll
That
build
is
a
what
confidence.
actually I'm requesting you. So you
Okay,
can
fine.
just close the interview, and I would like to have a few queries with you. That's why you can just
Yeah.